Welcome to another episode of Generation Shock.
What up?
Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
That's right. We're back on all your screens, if you know what I means.
Yes,
And
sir.
it's your boy, the monster on the mic, Sheck Monster, here with the favorite Frosted Tips, Messiah. What up, Frosted Tips?
What's up? What's going on?
What's the matter? So let me ask you this. Did you do this like in honor maybe of like NSYNC getting back together for a little bit, doing a couple songs?
Actually,
They had a song together on the new JT album. They came on stage once. It's like, that's why you frosted your tips? What's up?
they're not my favorite band. Actually, my favorite band during that era was the Backstreet Boys. So no, I didn't do it because of them.
Oh, you don't want to go to war with that because I'll tell you right now.
I thought they were talented.
Like, listen, bro, NSYNC destroyed those fools.
Hell fucking no.
Justin
Hell
Timberlake.
no. That's a debate we could take on, bro.
Oh, we will set that up for another day. We could talk about hits and number ones and everything else. Don't get me wrong. Backstreet Boys were great, right? They were great, but they ain't in sync, bro. They ain't got JT.
Hell no. NSYNC got nothing on Backstreet
They ain't
Boys.
got JT, bro.
we can save this debate for another time.
All I could say is bye. All right. So, all right, we got a great show in store for you today. A lot of it's going to be talking about that little bitch ass fool who just got his ass roasted this past week. And Tom, what was this? I don't know. What's his full name? Thomas Edward.
I don't know. Like
Brady.
Yeah, I was
Jr.?
like, what the fuck? He actually said his whole name.
Yeah. Some ugly fucking name for some ugly fucking dude.
Yo, but anyway, we'll discuss it. We'll get to that part though.
Yeah, we'll get to all that. But before we do that, let's just go ahead and do like we always do. I'm sure there's a little bit we could talk about. Let's hop into a Monster Week of Sports.
Gotta climb to the top, but we're never gonna stop. When the low, yeah, we going high.
That's right. It's another installment of a Monster Week in Sports. And I don't think we haven't talked since the draft, have we?
Nope.
All right, so we'll just go over the draft a little bit real quick. Draft was a little bit less exciting than I thought it would be. I thought there'd be a lot more trades, a lot more action happening. But Caleb Williams did go number 1 overall, right? And then you got Jalen Daniels going to...
He went to Detroit, right? Detroit had first pick?
No, that was the Bears, buddy. This is why Monster Week in Sports is
why Eminem was there. Oh, because it was in Detroit. Okay.
The draft was in Detroit, but the Bears had the pick. All right. See, it's crazy. They have destinations, but that's not who gets the pick.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay. I know you're new to this. So anyway.
Yeah, I don't watch the drafts. I've never got into them. Never.
So Caleb Williams goes number 1. Jalen Daniels goes number 2 to Washington. Drake May goes number 3 to some horrible, shitty team that's never going to win again. And then Marvin Harrison Jr. goes number 4. And then it just kind of trickles down from there. The Giants did pick up Malik Neighbors. In my opinion, probably going to be the best receiver in the draft. Some think it'll be Harrison Jr. I think Malik Neighbors has more raw talent and more ability for upside. So we'll just have to see. The Giants just need to get him somebody to throw them the damn ball. But besides that, we should be all right.
What happened to quarterback?
I mean, he's barely better than the Patriots quarterback, not by much.
Yeah, but wasn't he the golden boy?
No, he was never. No, nobody ever said he was the golden boy. Nobody was ever high on him.
Nobody ever said that your quarterback for the Giants was the golden boy.
No, we're not. He was never looked at like a Mac Jones.
The whole fucking team collapsed.
He was never looked at like Mac Jones. Somebody's supposed to come in and be the next the next guy. Now he's a backup for a fucking in Jacksonville. But no, Daniel Jones, he was the 6th overall pick. Everybody said he was picked way too high, and they've just screwed him since then. He's just not it. He is not it. So
yeah,
what are you gonna do? Caitlin Clark got drafted number 1 basketball draft for females. She was the number 1 overall pick. She got drafted to the Fever in Indy.
Did
so
you see
congratulations to her.
Like?
Yes, she gets about $70,000 a year.
It's a lot different than the NBA, huh? It's crazy.
Do you know why?
I understand why.
Why? Go ahead. You say you understand it. So tell me.
I mean, the ratings they don't attract the audience, which they don't attract the commercials. So,
nope, that's not why. Well, that's part of maybe why, but that's not the reason. Do you know where the W gets their money from?
WNBA?
Yeah.
get their subsidy from the NBA, aren't they?
Correct. So that's why, because they don't produce their own income is the problem, right? So because they don't produce an income, they have to, like, the pay is not going to be the same for those athletes, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not producing their own income. They literally, you know what's great though? Caitlin Clark has already changed the game. You know how?
How?
Do you know before Caitlin Clark entered the league this year, and they just made the announcement because of what she went through at the airport, that they were taking commercial flights to games?
They were taking commercial flights to games?
Yeah, so you could literally be on a plane with a WNBA player flying to the city, sitting next to them. I swear to God. They just got chartered. They just made an announcement. It was just, look it up, just announced for the first time ever, they're chartering flights for those athletes to get to the games.
That popular?
Huh?
She was that popular.
She's that popular that they were like, dude, we can't let her. There's a big blow up about the airport and how she was there and like everything that happened. So they're like, you know what? We need to charter flights because we can't have her out in public like that getting accosted by people.
Well, hopefully she doesn't get hated on for that though. Because you know how it is.
Why would you hate on her for helping improve the game?
Not. Well, because there's people that say, oh, well, the WNBA has been going on for years and all of a sudden now you want to, they're going to use, you know how it is, bro.
I don't understand. Like,
we talked about it last time. We were talking about her getting hated because of her color.
I mean, people are going to hate on her, but they're not going to hate on her for making the league better, right? I mean, what was the NBA before Michael Jordan, right?
The NBA still.
No, it was not the NBA that it is.
Bro, yes, because
no, it was Larry
Bird. Yeah, Robert Parrish, Larry Bird.
It doesn't matter. It wasn't the same. Dude, Michael Jordan, think about just the Nike deal alone, what he did.
Yes, right? I get that part.
Like, dude, he did it. Nobody else was doing it.
He changed how players get contracts, endorsements, but he didn't change. He added more ratings to the NBA.
Hold on. So what'd you just say? Hold on. So what'd you just say? He did what?
He changed how players get endorsements.
And what's Caitlin Clark doing? She's changing how players are treated, just like Michael Jordan did in his era. He changed how those players were being treated, bro.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not taking that away from him, right? What I'm saying is that you say, what was the NBA before Jordan? I go, the NBA was the NBA.
And the WNBA is the WNBA, but now there's a different level of treatment for its players because of the star power of the individual. That's the reality of it, right?
Yes, I agree that is good for the sport.
Do you remember the contract that Magic Johnson got? Have you seen? You probably don't watch that that thing, the thing they do on
the show that's on HBO. I think.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, so good. First of all, so good. All right.
Okay.
Second of all, he got a contract that locked him up for like 25 years.
No, but I know Allen Iverson did.
Like, Iverson didn't, did he?
Yeah. He got a good deal with Reebok, I think it was.
No, we're not talking about. No, I'm talking about the basketball team.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he got. That's what I'm saying. The way they were treating the players before Jordan came in and said, "Hey, I don't need the NBA contract because I'm making billions over here with the shoe industry." Allowed for contracts to change the way that the teams were allowed to negotiate contracts because people no longer had to just be like, "Okay, right, dude." They screwed Magic Johnson out of a lot of money during that era.
I can imagine.
So. I'm just saying, it sometimes one athlete, they don't change the sport, but they change the way that people are treated in the sport.
It's just like LeBron James changed what you can do in the NBA.
As far as like what?
As far as he can just leave whenever he actually he taught the players that they could ask for more money, independent if they can give themselves the more value. Because he was able.
I don't think that's true. I think they were doing that. He didn't create he didn't. The contracts were already limited. He gave
the athletes the power to
opt out. That's different. Not to get more money. The money's capped.
To get more money, yeah.
No, the money's capped. You can't. The money's capped.
He changed how he negotiates, and he taught them
once
that,
again.
He taught them. I mean, this is my opinion. He taught them that because they're making so much, the cities make because he figured out, hey. Everybody's making money off the city's making the money, the restaurants, everybody's making money. off of me. I want this much money, or I want this. And
no, wrong. He cannot. The money is capped. He does not get to choose.
Team, yes.
You don't seem to understand that. You get it, but then you make a comment that he's negotiating money. He's not.
You're talking about the cap for the team, but talking about what he gets per year. He changed that.
The contract,
he changed the negotiation power for the player.
No, he didn't. The contract, the way you get paid hasn't changed. He didn't change that.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. You still have your max. No. What he changed was the ability for them to opt out and have the power to leave. They didn't change the monetary value. He did nothing to change any kind of pay structure whatsoever. What he did is he gave he said what you were saying was on the right track, but you had the wrong ending, right?
Okay.
He was able to say, look, we are the draw. We are the attraction. Yep. I'm bringing so much money to all these people that if you don't do what I want you to do as an organization, I have the power to leave and go to a different organization.
Well,
the pay is going to be the same no matter which organization I'm in.
Yeah. Okay. So I was phrasing it wrong then. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the pay doesn't change. He's going to make the same money in Cleveland as he's going to make in LA because the contracts have a structure that you can't get around. Right. Yeah. They've built that in. But the difference is that he started the mass exodus of people creating super teams. Yes. That's what he did. Yes. Right. So I agree with you there.
Okay.
Because he was the first one to be like, hey, guys, let's all make a super team. And then everybody's fucking pew, 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 super teams everywhere. So.
But remember, that super team shit could have been the 96 Bulls was a super team.
But once again, we're talking about the way we're trying to go by the way things are developed. Yeah. They didn't, nobody opted out and said, I'm going to become a free agent. I'm going to get with my buddy. We're going to sign there together. Nobody did any of that, right? That was. The free agency wasn't the same as it was. So that's where the player didn't have the power. You either played for the team that you were on or you weren't going to play type of shit, right? That's where LeBron did bring something different to the game. He also brought the ability to speak about social activation, right? Activists. Mm-hmm. Like before him, people didn't have the clout to be able to talk about things outside of the sport.
Yeah,
it was the comment, shut up and play, right?
Shut up and dribble.
Yeah,
shut up and dribble.
Yeah, he broke that because of his influence, because he was so good that he could get away from that. Like, so there are those special, like Tiger Woods, that was an athlete who changed the sport of golf, right? Yep. I mean, he brought it to the forefront of the world.
He was also on pace to be the first billionaire athlete.
Yep. So... yeah. So there's just different things out there. So yeah, shout out to that. And then what else was going on in sports? We got playoffs going on.
Yep.
So who do we got left? We got the Knicks versus the Pacers. We got the Cleveland. Celtics versus Cleveland, right? So that should be pretty easy. I'll tell you right now, if Boston doesn't get to at least the next round, then Boston's the worst team ever created. But that's neither here nor there. But then on the West, dude, this kid, Anthony Edwards. First of all, you don't follow sports. I know you don't see this stuff. Do you know what they've been saying about Anthony Edwards since he got in the league?
He's the next LeBron?
Nope.
What?
Supposedly, and it's all conspiracy theories and stuff.
Okay.
But supposedly, Jordan, while he was traveling, visited a city and supposedly 9 months later, after he left that city, a child was born. Anthony Edwards,
the next Jordan. What kind of bullshit?
No, but dude, go online and look at the comparison. Like they're literally putting face side by side, their facial features, their bone structure. Like it is actually like it's uncanny.
You think Jordan would have been like, "That's my son"?
Not if he had a bastard. No, why would he do that?
I mean, that's his son, regardless.
But if he has a bastard child, he's not going to admit
it. He had it without knowing.
That could be it too. But who knows?
This bastard shit, and nobody cares about that shit, bro.
Some people do. Back then, they did. Now they don't.
Yeah, but that's back then. But that's
what we're talking about.
No, but we're talking about back then, like in the fucking 1800s.
No, so we're talking, dude, in the 50s and 60s. People still didn't want people knowing. I mean, he was in the 80s, but still. It still was looked at, dude. You got to remember, he was a black athlete trying to build an image for it. Like you don't think So you're saying Nike and all these people are going to be cool with him having a son out of wedlock?
In that era, they probably wouldn't. But
so that's why he's
the age of the kid now. How old is the kid?
Well, he's in the NBA right now.
So he's what, 21, 24?
Oh, at least.
Yeah. So you're trying to tell me that in the year 2000, Jordan couldn't say I have a kid?
I mean, but it still doesn't look good how like the stuff that will be said. Like it doesn't. It still doesn't, I don't know.
The kid probably plays really good and they're trying to say, even if he is Jordan's son, doesn't mean he's going to inherit his skills. Because Jordan actually got sons that could be playing in the NBA and they don't.
Oh, I agree. I'm not saying that. It guarantees them anything, but it is ironic. Hold on. I'm going to pull up a photo and tell me you're going to be like, oh shit, okay. You're going to be like, oh shit.
I mean, it'll be. No,
look at this shit.
Like, bro.
Look at that shit.
They look nothing alike, bro.
You don't think they look alike?
No, he actually looks more like Kevin Durant.
No, dude, you take his hair down and you're going to think that's Jordan, like straight Jordan.
He looks more like Kevin Durant. That's actually fucked up that people say that they look like, just because they're black, they look alike.
That's not why they're saying it, bro. They're not saying about anybody else.
Bro, I think he looks more like Kevin Durant.
Nah, he looks like Jordan. I'm trying to see if there's any other ones. No, he does not look like Kevin Durant, bro, at all.
I think so.
You're crazy.
Look at him. Look at the smile and everything. He doesn't even have
nothing like Kevin Durant. Go pull up a Kevin Durant photo.
Pull up a Kevin Durant picture.
Oh
and you tell me he doesn't look like Kevin Durant. Ken? Okay, Ken. Okay.
Hey, man, I'm trying to freaking type and run a show because you ain't helping.
Look at him. Look at Kevin
Durant. He looks nothing like Kevin Durant.
He looks more like Kevin Durant.
Dude, Kevin Durant looks like he looks nothing like him. I agree to disagree on that one.
Okay.
So, anyways, I just thought it was funny. Anthony Edwards, though, is a beast. He's the truth. He is amazing.
Yeah, actually, that kid's name, that young man's name, I've been hearing it for a while.
I'll tell you what, he's making me want to watch basketball again. I'll say that. So, that's all I'm saying. So,
yeah.
And then after that, we got hockey, which I know nothing about, so I won't speak to. Other than the Rangers and the Knicks are both in the playoffs right now. So, there's that.
I don't know anything about the Bruins, so I can't say.
They're in the playoffs.
So there you go. You could have said it yourself.
Yeah. So
they're in the playoffs. See?
Yeah, they just won a game 7 against the Leafs, but that's okay. All right, I think that's all we got for a Monster Week in Sports.
I've always wanted to catch a Bruins game, never went to it. My wife actually wants to go one too.
We should go to the Polar Bears games. Those things are fun over in Orlando.
Well, actually, what we should do is catch an MLS game here in Orlando.
Oh, dude, I got invited to go to one like a week ago.
Yeah, to go to at least when Messi comes.
I got a family member who has season tickets. I can see if I can snag them.
My brother went. My brother likes the MLS, right? And he was watching. He bought tickets in like a year ago, 2 years ago, and then he went. Actually, he texted me a couple of days ago. And he was like, "Look who I'm watching!" And it's actually Messi, right? So they're playing Miami.
The problem is those costs of those tickets skyrocket.
He told me he goes, what he paid back then to what he paid now. He's like, it's just 1,000 times the price, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's not even joking. 1,000 times increase. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, this is fucking crazy. I'll go, hey, that's why he got the deal he got.
You could go to Orlando game 1 week for like probably $30. And then if Messi comes in the next day, that same ticket that was $30 could be like fuck 900.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
It's nuts.
Yeah, but my brother said he scored 2 goals in that game.
I'm not surprised. Probably scoring a goal every game on these fuckers.
Yeah.
So, anyways, all right. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else I can think of in sports off the top of my head going on right now.
Who won the golf? Somebody won it recently, right?
Well, Scotty Scheffler's been on a tear, but I thought we talked about that.
I don't think we did.
Oh, Scotty Scheffler, last time he played, he had won 4 out of 5 tournaments, and he came in second in the one he lost. Dudes. But it's a little bit different because everybo's not in it still. Like they still have it segregated between Live and PGA, so it's not quite the same. So it's one of those things. It is what it is.
It's a fight.
It's entertaining though. I still love it.
Fight for the ratings.
Yep. yeah, I think that's all I got in sports. Let's move on.
Yep. Let's go on.
All right. So, thing we've been waiting for the entire time.
The roast of the GOAT.
The roast. Tom Brady, for those who don't know, got elected to be paid, so he made, financial gain from this. But they paid him to be roasted, and he agreed to it.
Did Netflix pay for it?
I would assume Netflix paid for it, but Jeff Dunham, right? I think that's his name, right? Jeff Dunham,
the guy with does the puppets.
No, the bald guy that leads it is like for Jeff something.
Oh, Rick Ross. I mean, not Rick Ross.
Rick Ross.
Jeff Ross.
Jeff Ross. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jeff Ross,
Master roaster, the GOAT of the roast.
Yeah, I guess reached out, was like, "Hey, man, you want to do this?" And he's like, "Yeah, why not?" And he got paid to do it. So yeah, he made money off it.
It said executive producer Tom Brady.
Yeah, so he got paid.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
but what's crazy though is that actually Netflix is doing live shit. So 2 days before that, I watched Cat Williams live. Was it 2 days? Yeah, I think it was 2 days. 2 days before that, I watched Cat Williams live.
They got shows right now that go live. Like there's the John Mulaney show that goes live. There's a cooking show that goes live. I mean,
so they're going after cable badly.
Well, they're trying to. Remember, if you don't find a way to adapt and you stay the same, that's when you die, right? You don't want to be the blockbuster.
Yeah.
So what they're seeing is, okay, who's their competitors? Give me some names of their competitors.
Disney, Paramount, Amazon. So Hulu.
Okay. So
I'm sorry, Amazon Prime.
Okay, so hold on. So let's slow it down. So Amazon is getting into live sports because they have football, right? So I know it's not a lot of live stuff, but they are in it, right? To a degree, with football at least. So they're dipping their toe in. Disney has Hulu.
Yep.
And they've connected
ESPN.
Well, let's take that away for right now. But they got Hulu, which allows you to get live TV, and they put it on the platform, right? So you have Hulu in the Disney platform now. You don't have to use separate apps if you don't want to, right? So they got that. Paramount, well, Paramount's in the garbage, so I don't even know why you talked about that.
I think Paramount's going to be bought up.
That's the thing. They're going. Yeah, well, they have to be bought out because they're going under.
Yeah.
And then you got
go together with Showtime anytime.
No, they already are.
Yeah, saying yeah.
But somebody's going to buy that company, I think. And then you got Peacock, who does live stuff every now and then because they got the wrestling. And you have
Apple that does MLS and baseball.
Yep, because Peacock does wrestling. So like the big wrestling matches and stuff, I watch those on Peacock.
Oh, okay. Like Monday Night Raw and stuff like that. AEW.
No, the big events, the pay-per-view events.
Okay, so like WrestleMania and
yes, all those, and then you have the playback with, but the next day or whatever through the rest of them. So, like I just watched Backlash that had it in France over the weekend, so that was live on Saturday. So they do those live events.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot of industries out there you got to compete against. Yeah, I mean, they got listen. They're also trying to do this to get the Jake Paul thing going. But the problem is with the Brady thing, I don't think they really advertised it. A lot of people still didn't know. So that's the only hard part. If you want to promote the live portion of it, you really got to put it out there.
The way I seen it, the way I knew about it is when I logged into Netflix to watch a TV show that I watched. And I'm like, wait a minute, they're going live? And then you send me a text. I'm like, yeah, that reminds me, 8:00. Yeah.
Well, I saw it because somebody made a comment about the show before it aired on TikTok. And I was like, that's not true. That hasn't happened yet. And then I looked, I'm like, oh, they're just saying some kind of lie because it's not till tonight.
Yeah. So which I found very interesting. And they opened that show up. Kevin Hart did an amazing job hosting it. And he started the show on fire, bro.
Well, I'll tell you what, the one thing I liked was, number one, it wasn't like, have you seen the Comedy Central roasts?
I've seen those before, yes.
Yeah, they're very small venues, very intimate, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, right? But it's a very intimate versus this was in like that arena, right? The Forum. And there was a lot of people there. Yeah, I mean, you had a lot of celebrities, and stuff like that. So that was really cool. So I thought that was the first thing I noticed was there was actually a crowd, people in the balconies and everything.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
I'm just saying, like Kevin Hart, he started off the show, and I love that every second he was like, "Fuck you, Tom." I fucking love that.
Yeah,
shit.
he's like, all right, every now and then, just in the middle of this, I didn't, randomly, I'm just gonna be like, "Fuck you, Tom."
Yeah,
Hey, it was good though because Tom Brady got him back. At one point, he's in the middle. When Tom Brady came out at the end, at the middle, at one point, he just goes over, "Fuck you, Kevin."
Yep. It's crazy, bro.
That shit was awesome.
I loved how they each took their time, and there are actually some other players. I think the only one that was like it wasn't that funny was Randy Moss. He's the only one that wasn't funny.
Ben Affleck was horrible.
Oh, and Ben Affleck. Yeah, Ben Affleck
was horrible.
Yeah.
So
Ben Affleck. I was like, Ben Affleck. I was coming out of the bathroom and I'm like, I'm surprised Ben Affleck or Mark Wahlberg hasn't been. And the minute I said that, Ben Affleck starts entering. And
Mark Wahlberg would have been better.
My wife looks at me and she smiles. I'm like, I know. It's Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg would have been better. They made a reference to him too about the Ted movie.
Yep,
that was a good joke. Talking about, I saw you with the little bear. But wait, that was your CTE cameras, and it was Julian at your house.
I thought that was hilarious.
Oh man, that shit was great.
We might have some clips that we want to share.
Yeah, I guess we could go over some clips. But for Randy Moss, the only reason that it was I think he got really nervous because where he went on the list, and they just got done talking about like that might have been the greatest performance on a roast ever. Because didn't he go right after Nikki Glaser?
Who?
Didn't Randy Moss go right after Nikki Glaser?
Yeah. No, I think so.
Yeah, I think he did. Which is like, you go after her, it's like,
bro.
Yeah, it's like, well, fuck, what do I do now?
Yeah, Kevin Hart when she goes when she talks about Tom Brady investing the $30 million and losing it in crypto, and she goes, "Yeah, even Gronk knew that that's not real money." The way she said it, I was like, that shit made me laugh, bro.
Oh yeah, she's hilarious.
That shit, she killed it, bro. And I love when she was like, "Yeah, he's the type of person that says that he's the type of person if you tell him that he can't do it, he go ahead and do it." And she goes, "I bet you can't make me come."
Oh yeah, dude, that shit was fun.
She fucking killed it, bro.
She was just all over him.
Her and the kid that came off from the seats next to the guy who runs UFC,
Dana White.
That kid he killed it too.
So I guess he has a podcast that's on every week. It's Kill Tony or something like that. And he gets my buddy was telling me he gets people to come on, and they get like a minute to perform, and just to see if they can do it. Like he puts his name in a bucket, and then he randomly pulls a name out the bucket.
Okay.
So that's just something I heard.
Yeah. But I thought that Tom Brady roast was good. I think it's not gonna be the last one. Bro,
I hope they keep it going.
I like the fact that it wasn't censored. I like the fact that they just kept on rolling, bro. When Gronk broke the glass on the floor,
oh my goodness,
went everywhere,
dude, he's a freaking moron. Yeah. All right, here, let's see a Kevin Hart joke here. Hold on.
Did you do my mistake?
No, I'm trying to pause it before I add it. So once again, doing it all on your own sometimes.
I know.
All right.
Damn, look at we waiting for that shit to render. Okay, here we go.
Hey man, whatever. All right. I was gonna do something with it, but we'll just play it like this.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right.
It doesn't play, you gotta hit it on the action.
Exactly here supporting you tonight, but just for full transparency, she came as Antonio Brown's +1. How does that?
Yo, when he started, that's the beginning jokes, but he started with that shit.
What?
What
did I say? What did I say?
That's so fucked up.
Exactly here supporting you tonight, but just for full transparency.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Bro, I was like, no, he didn't.
Oh, yes, he did.
He's like, I thought you were smarter than that. How you gonna believe that your wife takes 8 classes of jiu-jitsu a day and she's still a white belt? What part did not give it up? I was laughing, bro.
That's kind of messed up at the same time.
I know, but it's kind of crazy, bro.
Yeah, that shit's hilarious. Oh shit, I didn't even know I was doing it. Okay, here we go. All right. He made a few good jokes. He was, I mean, it was funny though. It seemed like to me he started off like this, and then you could see he started tipping him back. He even got on stage and even said it. I think he started to get drunk. And some of the acts that he did with the whole, what he was saying about Bill Belichick and getting Kraft and him together and getting people to shake hands.
Did this?
Oh my goodness, dude! It was kind of hilarious.
Actually, but here's my surprise. I was surprised that Belichick was there. I thought it was cool. The intro that Jeff Ross came in dressed as OJ, bro.
Oh, with the jersey.
Yeah, with the jersey, and it had the flames on it. But here's where I think they I thought it was funny, but I do agree with my wife. They the Aaron Hernandez jokes shouldn't have gone.
I think I think part of why they did this was to make a point that we need to get out of this era of that kind of thinking.
Of what? Like,
you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't say that.
Nothing's off limits.
Yeah, why does it need to be off limits? What did they?
Because he has kids, bro.
But okay,
they probably already had to deal with it while they were going through that shit, and then as they got older, they probably went through that shit still. And now you're gonna.
This show's not created. Listen, this show's not what created it, right? And at the end of the day, I mean, let me ask you this: so you think we shouldn't be? You think there shouldn't be Ted Bundy documentaries because Ted Bundy has kids?
But Ted Bundy, the other guy, the guy with the fucking Charles Manson, I think that's his name. And those guys, they get revered, right? They people love them.
People love Aaron Hernandez. So what?
He gets shitted on for that shit, bro.
Well, you're thinking people aren't shitting on these people people who are charged guilty for killing people get made fun of.
Yeah, but I just think they could have done the roast without him.
It was a part of it though. Like
I know. I mean, there was some funny punchlines, right? But
I just don't. To me, I don't see the big deal. They didn't say anything that bad to me. They didn't say anything about him directly.
Put in there that I thought I was like, okay, that's crazy.
I'm just saying they didn't say anything about him directly. They said about the situation that's been made public about how he died.
Yeah, but I think that part should have not. They didn't have to bring him up at all. They didn't have
the part. I don't know. I'm not saying they had to, but
to me the fact that you say one little thing about Robert Kraft and Tom Brady gets up and say, "Hey, don't say that shit again."
But you don't know if that was just a skit too. Like he was just performing. Like you don't know what you don't know those.
That shit was real, bro. There was no way that shit was fake. That shit was real. Because after that, nobody talk about Robert Kraft like that. So,
all right, we'll see. We'll watch the video.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Can you hear that? I can barely hear it.
It's low.
Oh, it's maxed out. It's the video.
I thought that was funny. Because he apologizes. And then Kevin Hart calls him out on it. He goes, "You're a bitch. I heard you apologizing to Tom Brady. I'm sorry, Tom Brady." When he was Kevin Hart, because Kevin Hart said at the beginning of the show, he's like, "Hey, and remember, I have some shooters here. I got ammos. So if you come at me, I'm coming right back at you." And,
I didn't come at him technically, but that's okay.
Yeah, they actually did.
No, they did at some points. Yeah, here's the other one. His name's Tony Hitchkins or whatever. This is the other one. This is one of the guys you were talking about that was really good.
Yeah.
This is great. Nice shoes, bitch. Did you win those in the divorce? I love it. This is a fucking stellar dais we have up here. Randy Moss, I was upset that Bill Belichick said he wouldn't give you a ring. You know what else doesn't have a ring? Bill Belichick's phone. Everyone's up here talking about what a big winner Tom is, but let me tell you, Tom is afraid of the Giants, which is why Kevin Hart is hosting tonight. It's true. All night, he's been using the stool that Aaron Hernandez kicked out from under himself. Yeah,
see.
It's true. Kevin is so small that when his ancestors picked cotton, they called it deadlifting.
It's so fucked up.
So many great quarterbacks up here. You know who doesn't pass? Kevin Hart on any movie he's offered. Hey, Tom.
He did a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, he did. I think he was the other one that killed it.
Yeah, he did really, really well.
Gronk did good.
Gronk didn't do bad. I was going to ask you, do you think that these non-comedians, the athletes, you think they wrote their own stuff?
No, they find somebody to write it.
Yeah, a lot of them practice
it. So, like Bledsoe, actually, Bledsoe did really good, bro.
Who?
Bledsoe.
Yeah, Bledsoe did well. Here, let's watch Nikki real quick. Get a clip of her.
Tom also lost $30 million in crypto.
Right,
Tom, how did you fall for that? I mean, even Gronk was like, me know that not real money. Like,
some Gronk with that shit.
That's probably one of the best
Tom
jokes. Oh my gosh.
He fucked him up with that shit. And then Kevin Hart comes back and says, oh, you killed it. You killed it with that bit. And then she goes, and you want to hear something funny? When you said that, Gronk was like, I did.
Hey, you know the other joke that really hit hard? And I think it was him that did the joke, maybe later on, if I'm not mistaken. I'm afraid to even say it.
What?
He was talking about the lesbian black chick that was on stage.
Oh, she was like,
oh, hell no.
Oh, yeah. That one.
Oh man.
What I like what she said. She was like, Drew Bledsoe's winning a ring for not it's as real. The ring is as real as a dildo. That she has a trap on that she uses.
Oh yeah, when Bledsoe said to Brady, "Hey, there's a couple things that I have or I've done that you're never going to do, regardless of how great you are." And he goes, "First, the feeling of being the number one overall pick."
Yep. I
was like, "Damn!" And he goes, "Number two, your 28-year anniversary." Because I just had mine. Yep. I was like, oh, damn, that shit was hilarious.
I thought that was good. Well, how about when Tom Brady gets him back and he said something about the Jets.
So back, he's like, in 2001, when the two Jets took down your knees or some shit like that, he was using 9/11 as a reference, but talking about how he got his start or whatever, because that, he got destroyed in the Jets game back in 2001. That's when he got injured. So, but this is the person he was speaking about. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
The only ring you have is the one Tom won for you. So your Super Bowl ring is just like my strap-on. Just because you wear it doesn't make it real. The only ring.
I thought it was hilarious, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she killed it with that. She had a good bit too.
Yeah. All right. Time for my favorite one.
Go to your favorite one.
So this is basically Ron Burgundy comes out, and I'll just lay the groundwork.
Yeah.
And he does. So Will Ferrell does the entire bit as Ron Burgundy. And at the very end, he just wanted to make sure Tom Brady remembered this.
But you won't be forgotten. You'll always be remembered as Eli Manning's bitch.
And so people ask, because Peyton was there, he goes, why didn't Eli attend? He goes, and dude, that quote, I thought about attending Tom Brady's roast last night, but I didn't want to roast him for a third time. Dude, that shit was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It's also kind of sad that that's the only claim that you have, that you beat Tom Brady twice.
I don't understand what you mean.
That's the only claim he has. His two Super Bowl rings, he could only say, "Hey, I beat Tom Brady."
Okay.
He doesn't say I won 2 Super Bowl. He goes, I beat Tom Brady twice.
Okay.
That's his claim of fame. That's it. That's all he has. It's sad, but it's okay.
It's not, I mean, I don't know. Is it more sad than Dan Marino, who can't even say that? Like, you know, like
the most important game, though.
You know, at the end of the day, he will be known. Eli Manning's name will go down in history, whether he's in the Hall of Fame or not, because forever that 2007 game will be talked about throughout all of history.
Was it 2007?
Huh?
Was it 2007?
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to check that.
Go ahead, fact check. You got a computer?
Nah, I don't multitask on this computer.
Oh, what's the point of it? You don't multitask. Oh, I have to multitask, but you don't.
I don't have 2 screens, bro.
Oh my goodness.
I only have 1.
No, we got to get a second monitor. That's your problem for sure.
Yeah.
But
no.
Anyway, so yeah. So that was good. Peyton Manning wasn't bad. Nope. I thought he could have been better. I was a little surprised.
I think Tom Brady himself crushed it.
Yeah, he did okay. He did good. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, it was definitely, so.
This is how I know things were written for him, because I think he said certain things that he felt uncomfortable saying. Like when he talked about, did you see that this girl got up on stage and they fucking booed her?
Oh, Kim Kardashian. Dude, she got destroyed,
booed, bro. Like nobody wanted her there. Like, she's becoming a villain.
I think that's her image now.
Yeah.
It's gonna sell. Like, so she's so fake. She's fake looking. I mean, I'm not saying anything.
I get it. She's fake, bro. But you don't take away that she's pretty.
I mean, on camera, maybe. I just wonder what she would look like in real life if it would be. Ugh.
So, and then when Tom Brady says she was afraid of going there, but it wasn't because it was because her kids were alone with the father. I was like, he was like, I can't believe I had to read that.
Let's see her get booed.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Well, thank you. I know a lot of people make fun of your height.
Yeah. She's pretty, bro. Look at her.
All fake.
Huh?
All fake.
I get that. But she set a trend, bro, because of her. All these girls are doing all their fake bodies too, bro.
Yeah.
She said the trend, how to get famous. She said the trend, this is what you got to look like. And even the ones that don't got the money hustle to try to look like her.
No, that's true. I mean, she's a trendsetter that way. I just still ain't a huge fan.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But no, she got roasted a couple times. It was pretty good. I was a little disappointed, though.
Her roast?
I was a little disappointed, though. I really, really, really was hoping when they called her up to stage to give a toast, so she got a chance to speak, they would have purposely called her Amy.
Who?
Amy.
I don't know who Amy is.
So in the Taylor Swift album that she just put out, she has a hate song to Kim.
Really?
Yeah, titled something about Amy or something. But she calls but it's literally it's a 3 words, and the K, the I, and the M in those 3 words are all capitalized. Everything else is lowercase. So you see it spells Kim, but Amy's the name of the person that she's or something like that.
You know that guy that you showed that he has that Tony guy? When he said, "Oh, Kim Kardashian is here, and she has more beef than Kendrick Lamar and this other guy that was going beefing."
Oh my gosh, that shit was hilarious. There was a comment about her or about Kevin Hart and the size and her being like, I don't know, something about smaller than the guy she's with. I can't remember. There's a lot of good parts. There was just too many to remember.
That whole roast thing was awesome.
Yeah, it just brought back to what I'm used to growing up. Bro. Things were allowed. Yeah, like I said, nothing was really off limits that way. Like I know it's offensive, and it's one of those things. And if it's offensive, you don't have to listen to it.
You're right.
Right, yeah. And it was good, clean. Nobody was. There's always gonna be people offended. I heard Giselle's offended. I heard somebody else was. I don't know. There was a few parties that were upset about some of the commentary and some of the comments being made.
But his wife was offended.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like there wasn't very. It's not like they didn't touch on it very often. It's just the jokes they made, I think, just were really funny, and that bothers me.
The punchlines were funny. Like when I don't think Edelman was the one who said it. He was like, "No, was it Edelman?" One of them guys. He's like, everybody asked me if Grunks has a big penis, and all these questions. But I tell you what, there was 2 tight ends in the Patriots, and one of them was all right, and the other one was hung. And I'm like, holy shit!
Oh yes, I did remember like, that one now. Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck? It's like, I was like, but it's a dark joke. Yeah. I mean, I had to laugh. My initial reaction was to laugh.
It did. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but it wasn't meant. It's just. I don't know. I don't. I don't think it was the end of the world.
It was.
They made a couple jokes. They didn't go too far in it.
Like, listen. Don't get me wrong. I laughed at it. I just feel bad for the kids, right? Like what they might have gone through, and then you rehash that now. And if they even watched it,
but they're gonna be rehashing it their whole life.
Yeah, of course, be honest. Because something that happened. Yes.
So then, what's it? So all it's really.
The thing is that it's hard that when you have a relative or a parent that does something so tragic that gets blown out in the news, and you're the one, and nobody has sympathy for that person. They just automatically judge that person, and it's not fair.
I get it, but like that's the same argument. Now you sound like Giselle saying, "Oh, you talking about our divorce in public is going to affect our kids." Like the kids don't know about the divorce already. You know what I'm saying? So what? You can't talk about his divorce?
The divorce already affects the kids.
Okay, so you shouldn't talk about it at the roast?
That's a valid point, man.
Like something's always, that's the point we get back to, right? Something's always going to be something to somebody.
But in the end, like the kids weren't there, but Tom Brady, it was about Tom Brady. There was no need to bring up, and again, we're rehashing this again, but there was no need. If it was Tom Brady and Grunk and Robert Kraft and all those, keep it about the people that are there. There's no need for you to involve people that are not there.
I get
it. Tom Brady's life with his wife. That's something that's there. We're talking about a player that shouldn't, right? If we're that upset that he did what he did, why are we bringing him up? Why are we giving more popularity to his name? Like, why do you even bring it up? Just fuck it, forget it. It was horrible what he did, and forget it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but again, listen, I'm not saying you're not wrong.
Initially, I laughed at the punchline. I thought it was hilarious. But I also think about, oh man,
I'll be honest, but this is to me what, where everybody's different, right? I remembered a lot of those jokes, exactly what were said. I couldn't have told you those 2 Aaron Hernandez jokes. Like I know I laughed and I know they were funny, but they weren't the ones, that wasn't what stood out to me, at least. Right. I just could tell you, man, there was a couple good ones. Somebody was like, what were they? Oh, I don't know, man. I can't remember what they were, but like, until we freaking played it tonight, I had no idea what the actual joke was, but I remember of course, the Eli Manning one. I'm gonna remember that.
I remember the
I also I remember just other things that stood out, like the fact that Kevin Hart kept on making fun of them all because he's like, dude, what is it with these white boys and always talking about something that's like,
and he goes, Willie, he goes to McGinnis, he goes, would you say this and this and that?
No, he's like, is this what you did in the locker room with them? He's like, no, they're on the other side of the locker room. Yeah. They weren't on my side.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Oh my goodness. Because even Ben Affleck was like, if it was Tom Brady was on my team and I was a coach, I'll be like, the only move I do is, and he goes, well, like, then Kevin Hart goes again with the penis jokes.
Well, there was like I said, because there's a joke about Edelman getting off on Brady, like that whole thing. Oh my goodness!
Like the pineapple thing, the taste of the pineapple.
Yep. Dude, he's like Kevin Hart. Like, what is this? What are we even doing here?
He said, well, Tom Brady's still my cash cow.
So he did say that, dude. And the jokes about Brady. Hey, the best joke of the night, though. Now I just thought of this one. Maybe came by Kim.
Okay.
When she said that the reason they weren't like the rumors about them dating, and the reason that she wouldn't date him is because he looks like he's going down the same path as her stepdad.
Yeah.
Dude, and you put them side by side with all the work he's got done, dude, I was like, wow, that's scary. So
do you actually think that's work that he got done?
Oh yeah.
He is kind of like perfect.
Yeah, it has to be, bro. It has to be.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I didn't know Edelman was Jewish.
Yep.
The name Edelman, to me, I don't think it's a Jewish name. I never thought it was.
It could definitely have a Jewish ring to it. Yep.
Well, somebody told me that's why he got offended when somebody mentioned something, a racial slur against the Jews. I can never pronounce that word, by the way.
On the show or in real life?
I think in real life, and he flipped. That's why. He brought it up in his show about it. Some famous guy made I think it was an NBA player or somebody in sports made a racial slur about the Jews. Jew. How do you say it? Jews.
Yeah.
Jews.
It was. There's been a few. I think. I don't want to say. I don't want to get things wrong and put slander out there.
I know the word he used, but I didn't know. I don't want to.
I think it was. I think in basketball, Kyrie Irving.
No, it wasn't Kyrie Irving. It was somebody else.
Oh, he got some shit about saying something.
No, he said something, but which I never knew. I never knew it was an actual racial slur. But somebody said you really had to reach that deep to actually pick that word out of nowhere.
Well, Macklemore just said some negative shit.
Yeah, so I was like, "That's crazy." And then supposedly Edelman went off on his podcast.
Yeah,
so I thought it was funny because he goes, "Bro, when are you gonna come to my podcast? I had Eli, I have Manning, I had Eli, and his brother Peyton, and I need you to come to my show." And Tom Brady say, "Nope, I'm not going."
Oh, that shit was good.
Did you see that in what's his name? McAfee? Pat McAfee?
What about him?
He invited Belichick to do Mondays.
Belichick kind of invited himself.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, Belichick. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be on all the time, but yeah, Belichick talked about coming on every week and being part of the Pat McAfee show.
That'd be cool, bro. That guy's blowing up.
It's just people are better. He's playing the game, bro. He's playing the game. The game is that everybody saw this all they saw was the Bill Belichick he wanted you to see, which is a pissed off, like mean son of a bitch. He couldn't get a job for doing that. So what happened? Well, now he's going to be all over, like being this personality. Yeah, this thing inviting.
In this roast, I told my wife, "Look, this is a different side of him. I actually like this side of him."
Because people are going to be like, you know what? This is the kind of guy I'll take on my team. I'll have coached my team for a couple of years.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's what I think. I think he's playing it great. And hey, man, no easier way to do it than to be on Pat McAfee. Because nothing to get like I think Pat McAfee's the greatest show out there, but he's not going to ask you the hard hitting questions.
No, he's not.
He's not going to dig into the fact like what happened with the Saints, right, and all that shit. So,
or tell me why Butler didn't get in.
Yeah, right. That kind of stuff. So, dude, when Belichick made that comment about him already have like, hey, you know, I already got roasted. It was the show that you put on.
Yeah, well, I thought about you. The minute he said that, I thought about you.
Told you. Even
he goes, Tom Brady has his own roast show. You can watch mine on Apple TV Plus.
Yep. That was great,
Brian, bro. I was like,
dude, that was a great one. Oh my goodness,
that was crazy.
All right. I mean, there's tons we can talk about, but it's getting around that time for us to wrap it up. You got any FOHs? It's been a minute.
No, I had one, but I don't want to bring it up because it's not the right time. So, well, it could have. I mean, I did mention it about, you know, there's jokes that can be said, but no, I'm good.
What do you mean? You're going to tell it later? What? Like, I don't understand what you're comment.
I'm not going to say it at all. I already said my piece.
All right.
I don't have an FOH. You have one? It looks like you had one. You probably had one.
I always have them, and then I don't remember them.
Yeah, I know. And during the whole week, I'm remembering them. I'm like, shit. What I should do. Actually, did you watch the before we end this? Did you watch the Apple keynotes for the iPads and the new shit, bro? Some good shit out there, bro. Coming out soon.
Yeah. Well, give me some highlights. What do you want to save for a next show?
With me saying something? Fuck you.
No, I'm not. My hands are here, bro. Not even.
Like Tom Brady said, fuck Eli and fuck you twice.
That's oh man. Think about it though. He will always have that. That's the I guarantee you that kills him.
Of course that kills him.
Because that's his best friend. Maybe not his best friend, but obviously one of his best friends' little brother. Like it just regardless of how good he is, it still just makes you feel like, especially when your rivalry was with the older brother. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, that's just gotta feel some kind of way.
Yep.
What was I gonna say? I thought of something else too when we were talking about that. Fuck, I can't remember now. Well, no, if we didn't have an FOH, we had a couple more minutes. That's why you got to go watch the X-Men series. So good.
Okay, yeah.
So good. Oh my God.
So you said I don't have to go back to the originals.
You don't have to, no. There's like 6 episodes, and I can give you those episodes you want to watch, and then like after that, you're fine. But yeah, I'd like to start talking about it, so you need to go watch it.
All right. So how many episodes you said total? 6?
I think there's 8 total. I think I just got done with 7.
All right.
And then the last episode's next week.
All right, cool.
These episodes, it's just the best Marvel writing that they've had produced. I think, like maybe at least since
Endgame.
Yeah, since one of the war by far, but it might be period. Might be for best writing period. They just really were able to suck people back in with the storytelling. And they had some of the stuff they did, like I can tell you stuff that won't affect it, and then we'll wrap it up. But like in the comic books, at times, some people will combine their powers for like combo moves, or they'll do certain things with their powers.
Like Rogue?
Oh, what do you always do this? Please explain. What do you mean by Rogue?
She combines power. Does when she touches somebody, she grabs their powers?
She takes their power. They're not combining
okay.
move. All right. It goes somewhere every time. So
let me ask you this. Is one of my favorite X-Men there, Nightcrawler?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's a big part of it.
Okay.
So one of the moves that they did was Wolverine was running up to go attack, and Gambit was on his back, and Gambit supercharged his claws.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was a tight move.
Gambit's my other favorite X-Men.
And then they had a move where Cyclops was jumping out of people are jumping out of the plane because they could fly, and somebody looks at Cyclops and says, "Don't you need a parachute?" He goes, "What for?" Jumps out the plane and just free falls, and then boom, uses the beam to freaking push himself out of put his pressure against it, and just lands perfectly. I was like, that's a dope move. And then there was another time he went like that, put it to the ground to push himself, to propel himself backwards to get out of the way of something. I'm like, those are the moves I just haven't seen people do with Cyclops in any kind of live action, anything yet. Like it was kind of cool seeing the maneuvers and different things that they do like that. So they even had one where they took Jean Grey and her mental power, and she would like super boost somebody.
She's a Phoenix.
Yeah, but she would super boost somebody and help them propel them and stuff. Dude, it's a really, really good show. Really good written. So, all right. That's all.
I'll catch it.
Go watch it. That's my endorsement of the day. Go watch X-Men 97, Disney Plus. If you haven't seen it already, it's really, really good. All right. For your boy Messiah, for your boy Monster on the mic, we out.
We got the right stuff.